I have some buttercream videos to do today, and I've decided to do them all at once. So I'm going to be wearing the same outfit for the next 4 weeks or however long I schedule these for. But this way I only have to do one batch of buttercream. So the first thing is air dry buttercream, which I'm going to make some flowers with. How lovely. The recipe for this is basically, it's a Crisco buttercream with no milk in it. So do 1 pound of confectioner's sugar, 1 cup of Crisco or shortening, and water. Use water for it. And that is all you do. Just whip it up like a normal buttercream. It's not buttercream. It's Crisco creme because there's no cream in it. There's no butter in it. You're not creaming any fats, whatever. But it's a good practice icing, and this will dry out in the air. And the point is that you can make these up ahead of time and then put them on the cake when you need them, and they'll still be soft inside. It's an interesting thing. It's not like a royal icing. This will stay soft on the inside, but it'll crust up enough that you can pick it up. So I'm going to make these today and then let them sit, because they do need to sit out and dry at room temperature. If it's really humid, it could take an extra long time. That's just something you're going to have to experiment with your own climate. Right now it's winter, so these are going to dry pretty fast. So I'm going to make another rose. Maybe I won't make one that's quite as large as that one. I'll make a few. And you might have to just, experiment with it until you get it so that the tips of the petals don't rip. I'm not so concerned about that. This actually is not looking too terrible, which is amazing to me because my buttercream roses usually stink. All right, so there's another one. Just take it off and put it on the tray. Obviously, you can make as many of these as you need. If you're going to need flowers for a cake, this is a good way to do it ahead of time. And I had people say things like, "Oh, I can't wait to eat the roses off the cake," and I'm thinking, you're not going to want those gum paste roses. So this way you can do it, and they will still be able to eat the flowers. You can put a little butter flavoring in this if you want to. That won't make it not dry. But this way they'll be able to eat the flowers and they won't break their teeth because it's not gum paste. So that's really all you need to do. I'm going to let these dry for as long as it takes, and I'll finish up when they're dry. I'll let you know how long it took, and then I will put them on a cake and show you how to do that. Okay, it's been about a week, I think. I tested these after a couple of days to see if they were dry enough, and they were. You can see that they are kind of hardened up. I can touch them gently. I'm not really punching them hard. I'm just kind of tapping it. But they're dry enough that you can pick them and move them around. If you take them off of the wax paper, you can see that they are soft in the middle. I can stick my finger in there. But they're hard enough on the outside that you can pick them up and move them around. So like I said, after a couple days, they were okay. These have been sitting there for a week because I had other things to do, so I just hadn't taken them up. Let me see if one's still attached. No, they're all kind of sliding off the paper, so that's good. But this is just an easy way that you can pick up, that you can make the flowers up ahead of time. And I am all about doing things ahead of time so that when decorating day comes and you've been standing up for 6 hours straight icing cakes, you can just take this stuff off and put it right on the cake. You don't have to do them at the time. So it's going to take you the same amount of time, but on decorating day when you can take things that are ready and put them on the cake, it's going to be better for your back. You'll feel happier. So that's just a good technique to use. Just keep that recipe in mind. You can add some meringue powder if you want these to be firmer, but you really don't need to. You can just do it with the Crisco, confectioner's sugar, and water. Just make sure there's nothing perishable in it, and that way they'll crust over and you don't have to worry about refrigeration. So leave me any questions and I will answer them as soon as I get a chance. But this is pretty self-explanatory, and it's a good thing to keep in mind if you need to have flowers made up.